Alright, hello and welcome to the Amigos Racing League. This is round 3, despite what the title says. We are at Spa. It is dark and it's time for qualifying. Let's see, the qualifying session has started. See who is going out. Here goes Gary in his Porsche 963. Looks like he's the first out of the garage, unless I missed someone. I missed streaming the last round, unfortunately, due to illness, but from what I saw, he did incredibly well there, and I frankly expect him to do well again. Let's have a look at what Gary did last time out. He won in the hypercar category, and he took the fastest lap in hypercar. He had the fastest average lap. That's all incredibly impressive. So, as the tires are being warmed up, I thought let's take a look at the championship standings. We're in round 3 now. Let's bring those up. And they've fallen apart. Oh dear. There we go. So as you can see, Gary is leading the championship. He's in P1. Let me get the points on screen. There we go. Gotta have to be janky for now. So as you can see, Gary is leading, and he has 19 points. He has Chris Tedder close behind in P2, and Benito Lewis in P3, all the way down. So this is shit, Chris. Is it the mic or game audio or both? I have been struggling a little bit with this. I do see the levels aren't quite very high. But everything is maxed everywhere. What if I go like this? This looks a bit better, doesn't it? Yes, it does. The levels look okay now, for me at least. You'll have to confirm. Anyway, I'm gonna go on and hope everything's fine. We've been over the top 3 in hypercar for the championship. And now let's go to GT3, where we have Camilo Otto in P1 and Rainer maybe? I don't know people's nationality. In P2, and Samuel, I'm not gonna try and pronounce it because it'll be offensive, in P3. So that's the standings as it is now in the championship, and we should be about ready to see some hypercars in action. So let me get the standings out of the way. So we should have Gary on a lap here. Through he goes. The tires are probably still cold considering the track is I'm guessing it's cool because it's nighttime, or it's the sun is definitely not shining, but it goes through Piff Paff here. Maximizing the track. Let's see how he goes onto the back straight here. I should really know my Spa corner names, but I don't know all of them. I know a few. See if we can gather anything about his car here. It does look planted. It does look like he's about good to set some time. Let's get the tower back here. Go trackside. So is that going to be a first lap, or is that the end of his out lap? That's going to be a first lap at a 2:01.9. Luis setting the second lap, so everyone is definitely still building some temperature. Let's see if there are any GT3s. See what Maggio does here. Just coming over the line, squirmy back end. The tires are definitely still not up to temp. With a 2:21.2. Let's see how this session evolves. Everyone is setting their first laps and everyone is still getting their car up to temp. This is realistically, everyone's going to get faster on this lap, maybe even the next one by default, unless there are what do you call it, mistakes. So speaking of Otto here, this was the last race's winner at Le Mans in GT3, and other than that, in GT3 we had Rainer setting the fastest lap, Rafael with the fastest average lap and the most consistent in pace. Very impressive. So the Porsches seem to have done well in both Hypercar and GT3 with the 1-2 in both categories. Let's see if they do that at Le Mans as well. Or not Le Mans, sorry, Spa. See what Otto can do here in Piff Paff. Does look a tiny bit sketchy. Definitely not entirely warm, or it's a very loose setup, who knows. But we can actually see his delta here from this angle. He is nearly a second up on his previous lap, so definitely the car is getting faster. So as we go down the back straight, let's just listen to this incredible engine. It'll give you a bit of trackside noise. As he crosses the line to take P1 and goes back to the pits. So, don't know if he's gonna try again or if that's just all he thinks he has in him. As this BMW with David goes for another lap. David Pace, I would guess, considering that flag. See here, Gary has taken provisional pole in Hypercar. Zurgling has taken it in LMGT3. But is anyone gonna be able to up it? We have a Cadillac crossing the line here. Let's see what Benito can do. Does he improve? He does not. It's still 1.4 seconds off. So we have the two boys in the Porsches up ahead. They are very much setting the pace. The 201.06 and Chris 4/10 behind. And from Chris to there's a whole second. Maybe the Cadillac can do something here on his what will be the final lap of the session. Going down the Kemmel straight. Car sounds and looks incredible doing so. Brake into this little chicane, a small lock up there. Going into one of my least, or I do love that section of Spa, but it kills me every time. I'm awful at it. Going into the long right-hander here, but the name escapes me. It's a no name. Does look pretty hooked up. The Caddy is not an easy car to drive. This does look pretty good. See how it goes through Puan. Was that a little snap of the rear there? Not entirely sure, but it does look pretty good. Oh, that does sound good. Flying by, doesn't it? Oh, the car does look a bit sketch on the rear. I think there was a little bit of a rear lock up there going into the gravel. Out to the back straight, that's probably going to compromise him a tiny bit. Hopefully it doesn't cost him too much. See here. Oh, that may be an off track. Easily done. That may have invalidated that last lap there. It's gonna be the last one of the session for him. Oh, Scar sliding around the chicane. Ah, he's abandoned it. Not gonna improve, unfortunately. Let's see if anybody is still out on track. Do have Chris out on track. Can he take that provisional, or that won't be provisional if he takes it, that pole position back? Because Gary is in the pit. Beautiful through there. Let's see if he can do the chicane. Small lockup, but clean. It's a decent exit. Where's he gonna go from there? It is an improvement, but it's not enough to take P1. Let's see if Pache here, who's still out in the GT3s, going through this double right-hander here, will he be able to take that pole position? Or will the 91 hold on to it? It's the chicane, take that curb. There's a left-hand curb, onto the exit curb here. What's he gonna do? Will he be able to take that pole position? Let's see. Oh, it's an improvement and it's close. It's 0.03 of a second off, but just not able to take it. Let's see. Do we have some cars out there still? I do think most people have set their laps at this stage. Okay. So let's wait for the session to transition into the race, because everybody is in now. So let's take a look at the starting grid here. See if I can keep up with it. We have Gary Smith in pole position. Next to him, Chris Tedder is lining up
for a race start.
And on the second row, we have Benito in the Cadillac and Ike in the BMW. We have Justin Hoffman in P5 and Alan, no, I would think, I'm knowing he's Danish. In P6, Aaron Holloway in the Peugeot in P7, and that is the winged Peugeot. And Aaron Sparks in the Toyota in P8. Carlo Duarasio? Oh man, I'm butchering names. In P9 with Philip next to him in the Ferrari. Rainer Söckling in the Porsche in 11th and David Pache in 12th. Well, this is overall positions and not in their class. Camilo Otto and sorry, I missed the next name. Rafael and Adam on row 8 here. Samuel in the Aston and Hila in the McLaren here. I'm gonna be switching between first and last names. Oliver and Luca here in 19th and 20th overall. Wolfgang Schnalzka and Nathan Warren. In the next, row 12, we have Adriano here and Cesare. And finally, we have Dan, who was not able to sit a lap, it seems, starting at the back. Let's see if he can make any form of recovery in this race. So we're just waiting now with the countdown to the race start. Should be about 15 seconds to the formation lap is go.
Formation lap has started.
And the formation lap is go. Everyone made it to the grid? Yes, they did. So let's see what they can all do in the start here. It's a great looking field of cars. Not sure what the forecast is actually like today. I think it's all clear. Let's see if I can check. Yeah, hopefully so. Alright, as we're approaching the starting line now. Let's see how this goes.
Green flag.
As the green flag flies, let's go. I was about to say fries. That would be fun, frying green flag. Oh, the Cadillac's really wanting that. Chris trying to go around the outside. Some cold tire lockups. Sounds like a bit of contact. Holloway and Allen here. Are they going to go side by side through a Rouge? Oh, this is brave on cold tires. Oh, just got it at the last second, Allen. As a Porsche is off in the background, let's go back and see what's happening up at the front. It seems the Cadillac has taken P1. Chris and Gary are competing hard for the P2 as they come to the end of the straight. And there's a Lamborghini just about making that corner. Well, barely going off track next to the BMW here. And there's a bit of contact as he shoved onto the gravel, as the BMW is clearly not super happy with that rejoin. Let's have a look back at LMGT3, see how they've gone on. David Pache here has taken the lead right in front of the Porsche behind him with Söchling. They're very close behind each other as the BMW behind takes a bit of gravel. They're approaching Puan, or the double left as it's called at the track. If you look at the signage there, they get through there clean. Looks like everybody is just about settling in behind them in their respective places. It's a long way to go in this race, so definitely have to keep an eye on it. Racing for an hour here, so everybody will most likely be stopping, as a fuel save will be hard. Let's hop back to the front of the hypercar field where Gary and Benito are still duking it out here through the chicane. The tires should be just about ready to go now. Ike is also right there with them, fighting the Lamborghini. Lamborghini flashing the lights, trying to put on some pressure. Actually, it seems like Chris is way behind. I wonder what happened to him. Chris is falling. I wonder, did he take a pit stop here? It looks like he did. Maybe he had damage. Maybe he just messed something up on the strategy. It's unfortunate to see, as there is a yellow flag somewhere. It would be nice to know where. Let's have a look at this battle in LMGT3. Seems to be going on for 4 and 5 in class. So there's already a hypercar coming through. The Porsche goes for the move. Thinks better of it. It seems like P1 and P2 in hypercar has checked out. There's a lot going on track here. Let's focus on this battle a little bit more. Coming up to No Name here. It's a Porsche that I definitely wouldn't mind passing if you can. Looks like he has a better run out here. As they're going side by side. Will he make it in time for the corner? He will. That's the pass complete. Very, very good job there, forcing the mistake. As we jump on board with P1 here into the chicane with Gary right behind him. Gary wants that P1 back, I suppose. Let's jump back to Alan and Aaron. Still very, very close together here. Oh, sorry, that's Aaron and Aaron. Very close together. Sparks and Holloway going into T1 here. Oh, that's a sketchy rear on that Peugeot. That should give the Toyota a run. Or are they going to go side by side here? Or will the move be complete before they get to a Rouge? It will not, but Toyota backs out, giving the Peugeot free passage through a Rouge and Radion onto the Kemmel Straight. That's that move a bit cancelled for now. Looks like we have a GT3 going into pit lane. Is he serving a drive-through or is he doing some early shenanigans? That looks to me like a drive-through. That's unfortunate. So easily had on the start. You've got to be on top of it. Let's have a look at this. It's a 3, 4, it's a 5-car train of GT3s, but 3 of them particularly close together here. So we are on board. Adam Locke here in a train with Gila and a couple more cars. Rafael and Camilo going through this long right-hander. And they actually have Samuel with them right behind. In this Aston Martin. Great, great, great sound car. That big old V8. We do love a good V8, don't we? Have this battle still going on with Ike and Justin. The BMW and the Lambo are still going at it. Wonder if the Lambo is having a hard time passing Ike, or if they are just settling in now. It could be that the Lambo is faster in some places and the Beamer in others. It's hard to get past because he did start in front, remember, but he ended up heading off the track. And ended up behind the BMW. As we jump a bit further up the track, we have a battle for the lead still going on. Gary right up on the bumper of that Cadillac. He really wants that P1 back. He wants to take 2 wins in a row. He may get a run here on the slipstream. See if the dirty air gets him through. The long double left-hander. Looks like he's still right on him. It's a matter of time before this move comes. Cadillac defending. Gary with a tiny overlap there, but he did have to back out. That was not enough to warrant space, and he knows it. It's an experienced racer, this man. I know he's done many a race on ACC and LMU. Let's see if he can get around onto the back straight here. It's a very close between these two for the lead. We have Gary here in his Porsche, just washing out a bit from the dirty air there. As they go side by side through the chicane, who will come out on top? That will be the Cadillac, as Gary went a bit deep and he knew he had to give that back. That has allowed Ike to get a bit closer, as they both lost time going side by side there. As the Cadillac has a lockup going into T1, that should help Gary catch back up. This is a very, very close battle for P1, but we will leave them to it for now and go back to the GT3 train here. As Gila goes out wide just as we join them, will that cost the position to the Aston behind? Not quite. Samuel will have to fight for it still. Going through Piff Path, they are super, super close. Will he be able to capitalize here? It's very, very close now. We're gonna have to jump back, I think. Looks like the gap, okay, it's coming back up now. The gap up in front is opening and closing, so I do think we need to go back here. Even though I don't want to put all the focus on the hypercar racers, but we have a super, super close lead battle going on here. Gary really, really sticking close to the Cadillac of Luis. Benito Luis, sorry. You just see the dirty air affecting Gary a tiny bit. He is washing a bit out, it looks like, from here at least. Where he would prefer his car to be planted. I would, at least. Maybe he likes a really loose car, who knows. But let's see what he can do here in the slipstream down the long back straight. The gap less than 3/10. It's not quite enough to send it, I think. Nah, there's a bit of a defense from the Cadillac. He actually ends up going on the outside, compromising the Cadillac a tiny bit. Can he make something of that here? It doesn't seem like it. This battling has allowed Ike to just close up a tiny bit. He's within a second now of P2. But not quite in this fight, but maybe he will join them in a second. As it looks like they're coming up on some GT3 traffic. Down the Kemmel Straight here, 3/10 the gap. Lights are flashing. Will he end up having to... He will send on the GT. You have to do that when you're in a battle like this, don't you? As the Cadillac goes off track ahead, will he just end up slowing down enough that Gary can capitalize? Not quite. Gap still 3/10. Going into the long right-hander as Gary is right on the bumper, actually avoiding action because he didn't anticipate the braking of the Cadillac there. As they go to the left, down No Name, he's right on it now. Gonna try and go side by side with a big defense from Benito. He's on the outside. Will there be flays? There's a small bit of contact. Everyone keeps it on track. Probably nothing, but he does end up backing out as a result. As they approach some more GT3s here. Crazy, crazy, crazy close lead battle here. Just going through the whole GT3 field, it seems. Oh, wow. Who will end up compromised? Who will end up gaining? The Cadillac and Gary. They both go off the track as Ike has joined them completely now with the bit of help of the GTs and the fighting between P1 and P2. Just going through the chicane. The Lamborghini of Hoffman has also joined in. We now have a four-way battle for the lead in hypercar, all within a second of each other here. Oh, as the Cadillac just barely gets out of the way of Gary, who ends up going deep. There is so much going on here. Let's jump back to Ike and Justin here, who are nose to tail. They're really, really capitalizing on the battle up ahead now. It's an insanely close battle we have for the lead in practice. Here's a four-way battle here. Three of them are super, super close. As Luis has just been allowed a bit of breathing room, but it seems like that breathing room is now gone. Crazy close stuff. Let's jump back to Samuel and Stiliano here just for a second, as they are also super close on track. Still has not been a move made by this Aston, but I bet he wants to. Bet he really, really would like to do that. I want to give the GT3s more screen time, but we have super close racing up here at the lead of the hypercar field. It's insane. Cutting through the GTs past the McLaren here. Oh, and he ends up having to back out clean. Oh, this McLaren is it's a pinch here. I'm glad I'm not in his position, as they end up here with Pache. Let's see with Ike and Justin here. Who are still super close and keeping up with the lead. They did end up losing a little bit due to traffic. Not that much. Justin is right behind them here. Okay, seems the hypercars have a tiny bit of breathing room now. Or do they? This is still a super, super close race here. Looks like there's a pass potentially happening up ahead. Just some GT3 traffic involved, as the battle in the GT field that we were trying to follow is past here. Benito still holding on. Ike and Gary side by side. Ike has made that stick past Gary, who's now down to P3 from his pole position. Still 4 cars nose to tail here. Ike is going for it, taking it around the outside. Will he hold on to this move? Not quite. Is it going to end up costing him? No. That would easily have cost him 1 or 2 positions going wrong there. But he held on to it as he tries to go around the outside of the Cadillac again. This is crazy, crazy close stuff. Just look at this onboard angle here from the leader, Benito Lewis, who's still holding on to it. Miraculously, yes, there's a bit of contact behind him. Gary trying to go inside and taking that P2 back. Just leaving the room, but Luis in the McLaren is caught up again, and there's contact, and that is Ike's out of this battle. As he is in the gravel, back to the GTs. LMU coming up here, who is still battling Holloway. So now we have this 3-way battle going on. Crazy, crazy, crazy racing here in the Amigos Racing League. As they dive behind that, or inside that GT, who ends up having to go off track. Ike just going around the outside of Gila in the McLaren. Wow. Really, really desperate to hold on to this. That has left Luis and Gary Smith. Oh, as Alan is tapped. Or did he spin on his own? I actually missed it right there. He has lost out on this battle, and that leaves a bit of room between Ike and Holloway in the Peugeot here. Wow, wow, wow. And there's also left a bit of breathing room for Benito and Gary up front, who are now still battling, but it's only a 2-way fight at this point. Back down from 4 cars, as the GT gives Luis a bit of breathing room from Gary, who struggles to get by. This is a very, very hard section to pass a GT3 in a hypercar. It's very, very, very clean driving out there. It's easy goes wrong. If we go back, wow. Okay, I think we have a bit of breathing room in the hypercar, I say so, but if we have a look here, we actually have a 3-way battle going on here between Sparks, Tews, and no, it is incredible racing in the hypercar class today. for the GT3 field, just to give you an update on them. I will put their standings out here for you. Oh, driving right up. The McLaren is not happy with that. Ike ends up a bit off track. The GTs are a bit more spread out here. There is Gila and Samuel who are still racing very, very close and have been for a long time. But that is just about the only big battle we have going on in GT3. And it has been going on, to be fair, basically all race. This was the first GT3s I logged into, and they're still going at it here. It's incredibly impressive to stay like this close to a car for this long, and that's what the GT3 cars really are good at, really allowing you to race very intensely for a very long time. As he has a run here in the Aston, can he make something of it? It's very close now. It looks like when you have an Aston a 10.5 behind you. McLaren is just that bit stronger on the brakes today, it seems. As he manages to open that gap up quite a bit in the chicane. So that well done to him. As we go back to that lead battle, Gary just sending it right up to the bumper of the Cadillac. Ah, he really wants this. You can tell by the body language of that car. He's looking for every opportunity to stick his nose either inside or outside. He does not care, just as long as it's next to the Cadillac. He doesn't care where it goes. He's just really trying to put some pressure on the Cadillac here as we have 40 minutes remaining. Whew, it's been an intense opening 20 minutes. Very, very impressive. It's going to be interesting to see how the strategy plays out, because there will be pit stops with an hour-long race. Here at Spa, I don't think anybody is doing a fuel save big enough to go 60 minutes without just throwing the race away, basically. As we are still nose to tail. Very, very impressive racing. This kind of racing in the hypercars is so intense. Definitely know from myself, having done multiple races with race long battles. You're so exhausted after. As the Cadillac has a small lock up there, does look like his brakes aren't quite where he wants them to be, and he's also under constant attack, which does cause you to overbrake a little bit. But Gary is not able to find a way past Benito Luis here. They're very fast, both of them. You can really see fast drivers here. Wow. Let's have a look at the energy graphics here. Just curious. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the GT3 still, but you can see they've used about half their energy in the whole hypercar field. If we take a look at the full field here, you can see there's been a couple of people in the pits who have a bit more energy than the others. Wager P9 has been in the pits. I don't know about the Ferrari in P8, 65%. That may have been a stop at the start. Not entirely sure. Let's see if we can get some GT3 data up. I don't think so. No, it can't show energy, unfortunately, as this battle rages on. Very, very impressive stuff here. Wow. This is super impressive racing to be watching. Let's go back to the LMGT3 field. I'm about to say, as that Porsche is just about to go up the rear of the Cadillac. Wow, and that does allow Hoffman and the Lamborghini to close up, and actually Gary is more under attack than he is attacking now. I think that those LMGT3s will unfortunately have to wait a tiny bit here. Let's gamble it. There's a move going on. I see it from Pache on Samuel, and we catch it just as it happens. Up the inside into this long right-hander, into No Name. That looks like a sealed move. Very well done there. That's a hard place to send it. Every time I've personally tried it. It has ended in disaster for both of the cars involved. Let's say it that way. Very, very impressive overtake here. As I think we're going to have to go back to Gary and Justin, as they are super close again here. Or wait, I was actually reading that gap wrong. I thought it was to leader. If only someone had control over that. So we have this GT3 three-way battle here. That's for P6, 7, and 8. Pache and Gila and Samuel going down the back straight here. Oops, bad. The BMW is catching here. Will there be a move done? Oh, he tried it round the outside. Will he? The McLaren has gone deep. Will the BMW be able to capitalize? They're going side by side now, Pache and Gila. Let's see who comes out ahead after T1. There's plenty of space between them. The McLaren is still a tiny bit ahead, and we have seen it strong on the brakes. So the BMW is not able to complete that move, but they are still so close. As they go into Eau Rouge here, this is a great place to gain a run if you can. See how this goes for him. Oh, it does look like he goes better through Eau Rouge here. As the move is complete after the Kemmel Straight. Very, very impressive overtaking from Pache here. Just getting it done. Can't really say much more. It's very efficient. As it looks like Gary has pitted. He is out of that battle. He is trying to do that overtake in the pits, because he's not out of fuel at this stage. If we look at energy here, it's still plenty. They're at 40%. So he is trying to get this done in the pits and go back and exit the intense battling, because he's not getting that pass done, and he thinks he's faster in clean air, I suppose. Let's see how that works out. Keep an eye on him. For now, we are going back to to Otto here in P3. The two Porsches of Rainer and Camilo Otto. Not sure how we would pronounce this. I don't recognize the flag because I'm brain farting at the moment. We're quite close, going into the chicane here. And I think we should take a moment to enjoy some straight six here. Straight cut gears is what I mean. That gearbox whine all the way down Kemmel. Definitely some fuel saving going on in the GT3 field here, as we just catch that by going on board. Interesting stuff. Let's bring that timing back. We are watching the battle that may be shaping up for P2. So they're fuel saving, so it's going to be interesting to see if they're trying to do this without stopping. I wouldn't think the LMGT3s can do that without, like, realistically, without losing a lot of time. But what do I know? let us revisit the hypercar leaders. As Luis still managed to hold on to this lead very impressively under a lot of attack for a long time, until Gary decided to, Gary Smith in P6 now decided to pit and try and make this overtaking clean air in the pits, so to speak. As we have Holloway and Ike here duking it out. See how this goes. In that long double left with a bit of dirty air, it will be noticeable there, but Ike's holding on to it. Oh, as he tries to dive up the inside, gets the nose chopped off. That is a move that is very risky to go for. And it did not work out this time around. I doubt either of them is going to be happy with that. No one loves a contact like that. That is unfortunate. So we revisit the leaders here going through the GT3 traffic. Does sound like some short shifting going on from Justin here. I wonder if he's trying to do a bit of fuel saving as well. Or maybe that's just how the Lambo is geared. I'm actually not entirely sure. No experience with that car personally. Does seem strong on the brakes. Does look like he's closed up quite a bit here. He's gained some, that's for sure. So we still have this Porsche battle going on for P2 and P3. It's not quite a battle. It's just these two following each other really, and I'm not sure if this is intentional. If Otto is trying to just sit in the slipstream, bide his time, see if and when the car ahead pits, and if he can overtake there, or if or what he's doing. Or if it's just these two are just so equal on pace that it's the logical thing to do, like this is just how it goes. We will have to see. The gap is closing up now, so clearly it's not necessarily an intentional second between them, but who knows. Did I just spot a DNF? I did. Ike has chosen to withdraw, it seems, from the race after that tap. Maybe he had damage that would take too long to repair. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate stuff. Going down the Kemmel Straight. Half a second between them. See how this goes through the right left. Oh, a big fuel save going on. This is someone potentially trying to go the whole race with such a big save, I would wager. I would guess he's trying to go the full race without stopping. And honestly, if he is and is in P3 now, that's a strategy that may well work. But I wonder if Rainer in front is doing the same thing. We'll have to listen in on his onboard. Because if they're trying to pull this off and Maggio is not fuel saving and having to stop, well, 6 seconds, that's not enough of a gap to not lose it in the pits. We'll have to see next time they're on a straight if there's big saving going on from Rainer as well. Because remember, last time out, Otto was the winner in GT3. Rainer in P2, to be fair. But we are talking about a race winner sitting in P3 currently. So there may be strategy shenanigans. Who knows? Let's jump on board. See if we can hear some fuel saving going on. Not in this corner, at least. As we have the hypercar leaders approaching here. Two very close battles, flying past each other. As a hypercar GT3 goes side by side, clean, doesn't seem like there was any contact. That has cost Hoffman a little bit to the leader. He'll have to make back up. Let's go a bit further down the field to P5 in the GT3s, where we have Adam Locke in his McLaren chasing Raphael in a, was it a Ferrari I saw there? It was. Let's see if we can spy some more on the strategies here. So definitely no fuel saving going on here in this part of the field. This may be just one person trying this out. Or maybe multiple. Let's revisit the hypercar leaders. As there's now pressure on Benito again. Gary up in P5, still quite a ways to go. Minutes remaining. Should be seeing some pit stops within, I would say, 10-15 minutes for everyone who's not doing any kind of fuel save. So you see we have Gary 46 seconds behind the leaders now. It's a decently long pit lane here at Spa, so he will be right with them after the stops. Let's keep an eye on that gap and see if it closes, if he is faster in clear air, as he seems to think he was, or if he's going to stay around there. We'll keep an eye on that. Let us have a look at energy. See everybody around 20-23% in the top 5 here in the hypercar field. So we should see some stops within, what, 5-6 maybe laps. I'm not entirely sure how much energy they're using per lap here, but that's my guess. This was the graphic I wanted. Let's have a look at the race's evolution so far. A lot of places gained, especially considering Gary has pitted, which means that he stands as having lost places, but he will gain those back when everyone else stops. And in GT3, do we have anything we've missed there? We have Maggio gaining 3 places. That's impressive. Warren gained 5. So a couple of standout performances for sure. As this battle continues to rage on. As we have a yellow flag out on track. But again, no easy way to find it. As this battle for the lead is shaping up. Between Luis and Hoffman. Just losing some time there in the dirty air, but let's see how it goes into the chicane. Right up to each other again. Looked like the Cadillac had a bit of a sketchy rear there, but not enough to give Hoffman anything. We're still just super close overall. But interestingly, the GT3, P2 and P3 battle has opened up, or the gap has opened up a little bit with 1.5 seconds now. Actually 2 seconds. So I wonder if anything has happened here, or just fuel saving versus no fuel saving. As Alan just in front, between the two Porsches in his own Porsche. Hypercar, that is. Flying past here. Will he make it through Eau Rouge? He just about will. The room was afforded. Taking that corner just on the limit of grip there. That moment between the Porsche Hypercar and GT3 does allow Otto to close up as he lets this Toyota fly by. We have a Hypercar field coming through here between these GT3s. That is Gary and Sparks, Gary Smith and Sparks in a battle here. And Gary critically does need to make this overtake because he can't afford to lose too much time. His gap, since we last checked in, has actually increased to the leaders. It was at 45 when we checked in, and now it is at 47.5. So he does need to hurry it up here. It does look like he... oh, they're actually... This is deceptive. They're not on the same lap. Gary is actually lapping Aaron here. So he will probably prefer this Toyota getting out of the way. But this is sports cars. Sports car blue flags do not work the same way as F1. We will have to at least achieve the overlap the old-fashioned way. From there, the Toyota should not be defending, obviously. But it does look like he has been let by here. As these two wonderful cars fly past us. Some great camera angles here. As we jump back with Rainer. We do actually have Gary making a position on Alan here, don't we? Gary was P5 and Alan was, yeah, so I think there has been a position made here and we just missed it, unfortunately. But that is good for Gary, who just needs to close this gap now, if the strategy he was trying is to work out. Back out front in the Hypercar field, we still have this 3/10 gap between the two. Very, very, very long battle here. Luis has been defending this P1 very, very impressively. Under constant attack, it seemed like this race. He barely caught a break. When he did, he had a little bit of GT luck. Wow, that was a Lamborghini wanting to go where the Porsche wanted to go as well. Good job not making contact there. That has allowed Luis, I say a bit of a breather, but realistically the gap is a second now. It's not a big gap. It's still one where you're keeping an eye on your mirror just to see what's going on. And I'm sure Hoffman will close it back up as he has before. So as we take a look at the gaps, we can see that Gary's strategy of pitting early does seem to be paying off a little bit. He's back at the 45-second gap now. So I believe he will be right with the leaders after they pit. He will also have the advantage of having spent a shorter time in the pit, but of course he will have spent a longer time with a heavier car, which will have given him a bit of extra tire wear and a bit less lap time potential. But he's a quick guy, Gary. We know that. He won the last race, and I think everyone in Amigos knows he's a quick guy. So do not discount that as we keep an eye on his strategy. I do think that is one of the interesting points of the race at this stage. I'm also super interested in Otto's potential fuel save in his battle with Rainer, who's now 10 seconds behind the leader. It's really, really checked out front. Maggio in his BMW, number 46. I wonder if that is a strategy difference we're seeing, or if he's just that much quicker. And there is a way we can find out. Let's have a look here. I don't think we have the same fuel save going on as we have seen a pass for the lead in Hypercar, actually. That is because Luis is pitting. The Lamborghini of Hoffman is staying out. I would guess for another lap. Let's see here, he has 7% energy. So Luis is probably making the same call as Gary did earlier. Pit a bit earlier. That was a very short stop. Let's see what he comes out with energy-wise. Gary is at 45%. That is a chunk. 15 minutes, I would say. Let's see what Luis comes out with. He comes out with 31%. So he's done his stop, and that is, I would guess, enough to finish, plenty to finish the race. So he is now betting or hoping to get some free air and some peace, because wow, he's been under attack this entire race. So that may be an attempt to cut into Gary's strategy here, whose gap is now at 43 seconds. Very, very, very interesting race developing in the sharp end of the field here. So we definitely need to keep an eye on it. The BMW of Maggio out front here, all by himself, because he's just checked out 12 seconds ahead of P2. It's very, very impressive. These cars do not have that much of a performance difference that it's all in the car. That is some solid driving being rewarded. Let's take a look back with the Porsches in P2 and 3. I'm still super interested what's happening here, pit stop wise. If someone is trying the full distance, you can just see the gap opening up here into the corner as he lifts to save fuel. I mean, if there's still 13 seconds, 14-15 to Otto from the leader. If the leader has to stop and Otto can go the full distance, and if that's what he's trying to do, there is potential for a strategy win here from him, even though it looks, it's pretty incognito. He hasn't been fighting, he hasn't anything like that. But he is potentially on for something impressive here. As the hypercars are doing their pit stops, Hoffman has done his, come out 4 seconds behind. And that has allowed Smith, Gary Smith, to now be 3 seconds behind P2. So that is basically where his strategy has left him, because Luis and Hoffman have both pitted now, as I will now prove with the energy graphic. No, Hoffman did. Thank you. So he definitely did not gain as much as he hoped, I would guess, because when he pitted, he was right on the leader. He was just trying to get out of that train, I guess, or that battle, because he felt like it was losing him so much time, as he has a tap with a Porsche there. Just not the luck he needed to execute the strategy today. It was a very interesting gamble. I will definitely give him that. I was keeping an eye on it the whole time. So yeah, the GT3s are still quite spread out. The smallest gaps are about a second between them. As we have Pache pitting here. Unfortunately, the energy graphic does not work for the GT3s, so we have to be guessing a little bit. I see Maggio, the leader, pitting, which has left Rainer in the lead with Otto behind him. And like I said, I don't think Rainer is doing the same fuel saving as Otto. The energy graphic would be really helpful here. Let's have a listen. Maybe even peek the inputs. That does not look like fuel saving to me. If we contrast to, sorry, I have to cycle here. If we contrast to Otto, and just have a look at his inputs telemetry. I think we will still, okay, we can actually see energy here, and it is quite low. On this onboard graphic. I did not notice that. If we compare, they are the same between Rainer and Otto. So maybe we don't actually have the fuel save I thought happening. It is maybe just an attempt to extend the stint a little bit. Not entirely sure. Goes a tiny bit wide into the gravel there. Let's revisit our hypercar leaders. Been in a race long super close battle. Very, very impressive stuff. But Luis has come out in front, even after strategy gambles, as we cross the 10 minutes remaining mark, so we do just have a sprint to the end now, I would wager. Let's jump back to Alan and Aaron, who are once again in a fight here. The Ferrari just behind them, of I'm not sure who, is a lapped car. I would just like to point out it's not in this battle, so it is between Aaron Holloway and Alan Nahia. Let's see how this battle turns out. I really do love the look of that Peugeot, I must say. It's just such a gorgeous car, but not the most competitive, unfortunately. Let's see if Alan can do anything into the chicane here. Nose to tail, but no move to be made just yet. Let's have a look at this battle from the Ferrari number 50 here. Great looking cars all around. As I just checked the GT3 standings, it does seem like we've had two Porsches in the pits. Otto has not gained from the fuel save it looked like he was doing. As he's now in P3 with a pretty solid gap to P2 of 3.3 seconds. Let's jump back to the leaders, who are now back in a fight. Just as I thought that the gaps had just opened up and would stay that way, I was proven very wrong. Because now we have the top three once again within a second. Wow, very, very impressive racing here. This could still be anyone's race, but Luis has proven he has the ice in the stomach, so to speak, to just keep it cool and sustain these attacks from the drivers behind. I'm sure Hoffman will be under attack from Gary as well, so this will be an intense three-way fight, and it's just about who gets attacked the most, I think. You see those small lockups, it's a bit of contact as Gary shoots up the inside, but just backs out again from the Lambo. Body language of his car, like I said, it just says I want my P1 back, the one he started in. Going down the Camel Straight. as the Lamborghini has to take avoiding action maybe from a lockup or goes deep in the corner at least. That will allow Gary to take P2, and he can now focus his attack on Benito Luis, still with Hoffman right on his tail. Wow. Oh, they're so close now after that GT3. As we have the Cadillac defending the inside, Gary tries around the outside. Will it work through the double left? Oh, this is close racing. Gary is off the track, but he's keeping it pinned. Diving down the inside into Piff Paff. And he's done it. He's taken P1. Luis could not take any more of those attacks. I don't blame him. That's been a full race long thing as Gary desperately dives inside that GT3. He does not want to be losing time to them right now, as he's finally back where he started the race with a very impressive move around the outside and sealing it through Piff Paff. Very impressive racing here. Wow. Glad we caught that. It's been a very intense battle for the lead, I must say, as the gap seems to start opening up here. Just maybe these drivers are just starting to get a bit exhausted. I would be. This has been, like I said, race-long battling with strategy gambles. That may be what allowed Gary to actually execute in the end. He has had a break, he's had some downtime, allowing him to just rest and get ready for this fight. Because now he's just checked out now that he's passed Benito Luis. Super impressive stuff going on here. He's flying set a 32.7 in Sector 1 with the cars behind him closer to a 34. Super impressive stuff. So now the real battle, it seems like, is going to be for P3. Gary is now 3 seconds ahead already. He is flying. He was holding back in that Porsche, trying to keep it clean with the guys around him. Super impressive. As we have Luis and Hoffman duking it out here. Are we going to see a repeat? He has done it on the outside into Piff Paff, which is, I would say, an even more impressive move, to be fair. That is a really tough corner to pull something like that off, but also the place to do it in that sector. You can catch your opponent out there, as it just does seem like Luis is either a bit feeling a bit tired. He just doesn't seem to be keeping up anymore. So it's either that or his car is feeling tired. Let's have a look at the energy graphic here. He is the one on the lowest energy, 9%. I'm not exactly sure how much they're doing per lap. I would guess somewhere near 4% per lap. So he may be afraid that he needs to extend another lap because he has way less in the tank than everyone else. And 3 minutes, that's going to be another 2 laps at least for these drivers. It is going to be another 2 laps here. With 8% energy, he may be having to manage a little bit because he is just falling behind. As the gap out front has now opened up all the way, so to speak. Maybe we can finally give the GT3 some love now. As we have Maggio here, coming through the start-finish line with an incredibly impressive race. Not even strategy shenanigans to take anything from him, rather. Just pure raw pace. 15 seconds ahead is, like I said, a very impressive number in GT3 machinery. That is above and beyond, very close to equal, I would say. There's nothing that's like way quicker than anything else in that class. There's just driver skill and knowing your car, knowing what it can do. So that's just a perfectly executed race. just have a look here. Just want to see the Peugeot passing. Not that it's a car in a fight, so I don't expect any drama, and there isn't. Let's have a look here. This is the battle for P9 in GT3. Let's see if there's anything to be had here for Gregorelli. Battling Luca Bartolucci. Trying to catch up to him at least. Let me just give you the overview of both classes again, which you can read at your own pace. Do have a gap closing here. This is the, like I said, the battle for P9 we're looking at. As the Porsche here has apparently got to stop, which gives it to Adriano Gregorelli here. The P9. What's that gonna cost Bartolucci? Is it just a drive-through or is it for fuel? It is for fuel, and it is on the very last, coming up on the very last lap. That is unfortunate for him. Let's catch back up with Gary here, who is about to take the checkered flag. He's in Piff Paff with an incredibly impressive race. Started pole, lost it, and had to fight to try and get back. But Benito Luis with a very impressive race as well, now in P3. Just would not give up that P1, and as Hoffman joined them, he gambled. He pitted way earlier than everyone else. And on paper that strategy didn't actually work out, but it did anyway, because look where he is now, almost 6 seconds ahead of P2. As he comes in to take the checkered flag, will we get some victory flashes while we're at it? We won't. Damn, Gary. Give us a little love on the stream, come on. And let's go to GT3. Oh, we have some donuts. He is celebrating. Let us catch up with the GT3s here. GT3 leader, who, like I've said, has had an incredibly impressive race as well. Let me just show you what it looks like here. It's such a dominant race winner. Let's have a look at what that looks like in the car. As he comes in to take the checkered flag after this final chicane. Will he give us some victory flashes? He will give us some victory viggles. I will accept it. He is so very happy with that win, no doubt about it. And as he should be. Like I said, incredibly impressive performance from him to win by such a big margin. Now what I'm curious about is Gregorelli here in P9, who was just about not lapped. Meaning, he may be having... Oh, he was... oh yeah, okay. He did take the checkered flag. I was afraid he would have to take another lap and maybe not have fuel for it. That concludes our Amigos race here. Incredibly impressive performances in the whole field. I'm sure there's some that I didn't catch because, wow, there was a lot going on in this one. But yeah, thanks everyone, and congratulations to Gary on the win in the hypercar, 2 in a row now, and Maggio in LMGT3. Super impressive performances from both of you, and I would say well-deserved race wins. Although the whole top 3 in hypercar realistically had a shot and would have deserved that win if they took it. Some super impressive stuff there. I end up congratulating Gary and Maggio here on their wins. And thanks to everyone who listened to me talk about this race and watched this race for this past hour. It's been a pleasure, and hopefully I will see you next week when we go to. I should have prepped that when I wanted to make that segue. When we go to, let's see, we go to Imola, an hour at Imola, March 13th, same time. Yeah. So, like I said, been a pleasure. Really enjoyable here. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and see you next week.